to This Date in History, aka TDH. This show is all about the events that occurred on this date in years past, both recognized by other historians, but mainly things we personally find intriguing enough for us to bring to you. The sources of this information come from the smart device application, This Date in History, What Happened Today in History, historical calendar, and the website onthisday.com. For links to the sources, the music, and anything else potentially interesting, check the underbar in the description below. Anyway, I'm Xander, and we will be joined by the Golden Loon here in a minute. And of course, you viewer are you. Today is Moon's Day, aka Monday, April 17th, 2023. We're going to start us off in the year 858. Benedict III's reign as Catholic Pope ended with his death, as it usually does. 1397, Geoffrey Chaucer told the Canterbury Tales for the first time at the court of English King Richard II. Canterbury Tales, why does it sound familiar? Let's check it out here. Canterbury Tales. The Canterbury Tales is a collection of 24 stories that runs to over 17,000 lines written in Middle English by Geoffrey Chaucer between 1387 and 1400. It is widely regarded as Chaucer's magnum opus. Alright, so let's add that in the underbar of the description below. There we go. Open up a new file. There we go. Alright, taskbar U. Let's move on up. We have 1492. Christopher Columbus signed a contract with the Spanish monarchs to find the Indies, which the stated goal of converting people to Catholicism. This promises him 10% of all riches found and the governorship of any lands encountered. All right, that's pretty, poshy right there. But specifically trying to find new lands to convert people to your religion is, it's really not cool. Anyway, we've just been joined by
the Golden Loon
and your fabulous. What is this?
Velour.
Sweatshirt. Is this velour?
Yeah.
Oh, so that's why you look like Zap Brannigan. Okay. Yeah, you wouldn't get it. You don't watch Futurama, but
no.
Somebody out there is laughing. No, it's serious. It does look good. You with that the matching shirt the other day though. That was real nice.
Real nice. Clark.
Real nice. Anyway, 1534, Thomas More confined in the Tower of London. Ooh. He was a philosopher, Renaissance humanist, and statesman. Okay, so quote-unquote political dissident. There we go. Here we go. Hudson departs London. 1610, English explorer Henry Hudson departed London, England, aboard Discovery on his fourth and fatal voyage to discover a northwest passage to the Pacific.
I guess it was fatal. It definitely final.
Yeah. Well, Henry Hudson actually died in, I believe, the Bay Area. It doesn't even tell us how he died. But I believe, here we go. It is presumed he died in 1611 after being set adrift by mutineers in Hudson Bay on his ship Discovery and never seen again.
Mutineers?
Yeah, no, he got mutinied, and they set him off with, very few provisions and supplies with a handful of the people who he still had left on his side in the bay that was named after him. That's, where he probably died. Yeah. And, so we've been around Hudson Bay. That's in New York, right? Hudson Bay? Where is Hudson Bay? Let's
I know of a Hudson Bay in Vancouver.
Hudson Bay. Okay, yeah. That's not Vancouver, is it?
No.
There's Hudson Bay. Hold on a second. No, I don't want the maps. It is an island. It is an inland marginal sea of the Arctic Ocean.
Yeah.
More into things. Anyway, let's move on up to 1711. Charles VI became Holy Roman Emperor after the death of his brother Joseph I. That's a little suspicious.
Yeah.
So, I want that hat. He has the hat and the poof.
Hey, there you go. It's got the combo going.
He actually has a normal poof and he has like a long noodle poof. So he's rocking multiple poof styles.
He's got a poofy tie.
Yeah, he does have a poof. God, this guy is
full of poof.
He's poofy all over the place. Anyway, 1808, Bayonne Decree by Napoleon I of France ordered seizure of U.S. ships. Ooh, that is, wow.
Not good.
Wow. Why are they seizing our ships right after they help us become a country?
I don't know.
That's kind of BS. So, let's take a look at that here. Let's see here. Bayonne Decree.
I never knew we had issues with Napoleon.
I didn't know either. Bayonne Decree was one of Napoleonic decrees which ordered all U.S. private ships arriving in Europe to be considered as illicitly coming from British ports in violation of the embargo and in Britain's service. Wow.
So it did have something to do with Britain.
Yeah. Well, everything always has something to do with Britain.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's interesting there. Anyway, let's move on up here. 1860, champion of England Tom Sayers and U.S. John Heenan fought out brutal 2-hour, 27-minute draw near Farnborough, England. Police stopped fight, acknowledged as first world title bout. Wow. Look at that.
Wonder why they stopped it.
Well, probably because it was illegal.
Oh.
Somebody just fighting, in the streets. Yeah.
So this is an American and an Englishman.
Yeah. Yeah, it says John Heenan left, squares up to Tom Sawyers in their championship bout. Photograph Holton Archive, but that's not a photo. That's a
It's a painting.
It's a drawing, but still. Anyway,
I don't think it was illegal, or it wasn't on the streets. It wasn't a street fight.
I don't know. It went on for 42 rounds, though. Holy crap! So, well, all right. Moving on up to 1865, Mary Surratt was arrested as a conspirator in Abraham Lincoln's assassination. All right.
You don't hear of her, do you?
Nope. And then we got the Boston Marathon here. The 15th Boston Marathon in 1911 was won by Clarence DeMar in race record 2 hour, 21 minute, 39.6 seconds. First of 7 race victories. Wow.
Well, that was 1911. I wonder what the record is today. That was 2 hours and 20 plus minutes.
Boston Marathon record. Let's see here.
It's got to be under an hour.
For men, specifically. Yeah. 2 hours, 5 minutes, and 4 seconds. So, 16 minutes and change.
Yeah.
So
they haven't broke the 2 hour deal yet.
Nope. Let's see what women's are. 2 hours, 19 minutes, 15 seconds.
Pretty close.
So that still beat that.
Oh, yeah.
Interesting. 1912, first unofficial gold record. Al Johnson's ragging the baby to sleep. What? Are you using chloroform or something? That's weird. Anyway, 1925, New York Yankee Babe Ruth has ulcer surgery. Why do we want to know this? Why is it highlighted? What the hell?
Yeah.
Dude, you know what really pisses me off? And once again, this happened recently. A couple days ago, or actually, I think it's been 4 days now. I actually did do researching and writing. From our primary source.
Yeah.
It did not mention the Apollo 13 disaster when it happened.
Oh, it wasn't highlighted, or didn't mention it at all?
It didn't exist. On our primary source,
Boy,
it did not exist. The anniversary of when the air tank exploded and caused all that.
Wow.
And I only knew that because my secondary source on my phone, a thing popped up that I usually ignore.
Yeah.
And I just saw Apollo 13 air tank explodes. I'm like, did that happen today? Yeah, it did. Or back at that time.
Yeah.
So this is why I'm always hammering myself to research and write from both sources.
It had to be what, in the 90s or
90s? What? No.
2000s?
Apollo?
When did it explode?
In the 60s.
No.
Apollo 13.
Oh, okay.
Going to the moon?
Oh, I'm thinking of...
I'm not talking about Challenger, no. Or the other one, no.
Which one with the teacher in it exploded?
I believe that was Challenger.
Okay, that's what I'm thinking.
No, Apollo, it was the moon missions.
Yeah, that's way back,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one they made the movie out of, right?
Yeah, with Tom Hanks, yeah.
Okay.
Houston, we have a problem. So.
Yeah.
Anyway, 1932, Ethiopian Emperor Haile Selassie of Ethiopia ended slavery. Oh, well, look at that.
Mm-hmm.
About time, the people who started it did something about it. 1939, in his 6th title defense, world heavyweight boxing champion Joe Louis knocks out Jack Roper in 1 at Wrigley Field, Los Angeles, California. Wow. Boom, you're down.
Yeah, gone.
Dang. He looks tough, too. I don't want to
Joe Louis was a great boxer.
Yeah. We got an event of interest here. In 1943, Marshal Admiral Yamamoto flew from Truk to Rabaul. And I believe, when did we shoot him down? April 18th. Oh, that's tomorrow. So, yeah, this is the fateful flight. Because we intercepted some transmission. Because this is the guy, World War II admiral, who led the attack on Pearl Harbor. And that was, Pearl Harbor was his thing.
Yeah, I know. I recognized the name for that. I didn't know that we got him while he was flying somewhere.
We actually intercepted some transmission saying, he was flying from this place to another. And this is when he flew from truck to a bull. We intercepted, shot him down, killed him. So, yeah. Anyway, 1945, Benito Mussolini fled from Salo to Milan. And when did he die? April 28th. So we have another 11 days before we talk about him biting the dust. So, 1947, which, by the way, I love bringing this up. Benito Mussolini's granddaughter, or like cousin or something, or I don't remember, like your grandniece or something.
Okay.
Like she's not an old person. She's like probably like in her 40s somewhere. I'm not sure. Is currently in the Italian government as we speak.
Yeah, we talked
and
about
she still has the same last name, Mussolini. So it's not like she has a different name or whatever. No, it's straight up. There's a Mussolini in the government of Italy right now. That's kind of scary with how everything else is going on.
Wonder what her politics are.
Hopefully not fascist.
Oh.
But
I don't think she'd be there if it was fascist.
I don't know with how everything's going on with the pandemic and all the lockdowns.
The generation's almost gone with that.
Yeah.
If not gone, it's so old. The people that are now around didn't live it.
Well, it's not just that, but I'm not sure if it's past or what. But at least in California, and I've talked to you about this because it happened a while ago. They were talking about banning teaching World War II in public schools because it was offensive. So how the hell are we going to even learn about Mussolini if we're not teaching it in public schools?
Yeah.
This is what they're trying to do. They're trying to pave over everything. So anyway, that's why we do our show here, people. One of these days we're going to become government dissidents just from doing this. 1947, Jackie Robinson bunted for his first major league hit. Nice.
I didn't know that.
Boom.
Yeah.
All right. 1948, Elpidio Quirino assumed the presidency of the Philippines, taking his oath of office 2 days after the death of President Manuel Roxas. All right. 1951, New York Yankee Mickey Mantle's first game, he went 1 for 4. What does that mean?
He got 4 at bats. He got 1 hit.
Oh, okay. Figured that much. 1953, 2 years later, speaking of Mickey Mantle, here it is again. Hit a 565-foot or 172 home run in Washington D.C.'s Griffith Stadium. That's impressive.
Yeah.
So
that had to be out of the ballpark.
Yeah. Wow. Hold on a second. Home run distance record. Longest home runs. What is the furthest home run ever recorded? 582 feet. And what was this? 565. So he was close.
Yeah.
So.
Well, this one was probably later.
Yeah, in '87. Joey Meyer of the AAA Denver Zephyrs.
It's pretty hard to measure because it goes out of the stadium. Where does it land? What's the actual measurement? There's so many variables.
Yeah, it's not like
they get an idea.
It's not like there's a guy with a really big tape roller just running like in SpongeBob. Probably would be a gag. Like,
well, dead center is 365 feet, something like that. Okay, that's measurable, but over the stadium and out or whatever it is, pretty hard to measure. But they get an idea.
That's interesting. You said 365 feet because I wonder if that's intentional to match with the 365 days of the year. Like we humans really, I'm not being funny. Like we really do have this thing in our subconscious to mirror other things. Tie things in and such.
No, that's just a fictitious number I picked up.
Oh, okay.
All ballparks are different. Now the bases are all the same, but. Down the line to the fence is all different in every park.
The line?
Straight foul line. Down the either foul line, they're all different in each park. Dead center's different in each park. So stadiums and that kind of makes baseball cool.
Yeah. Anyway, let's move on up here. 1958, Brussels World Fair opened in Belgium with a model by chemist Rosalind Franklin, who had died of cancer the day before. Huh. Oh, I guess like a chemistry model or something. So, man, that's eerie. Seeing advancements in chemistry from someone who's dead.
Yeah.
Wow. Anyway, 1960, Cleveland Indians trade Rocky Colavito to Tigers for Harvey Kuhn. Okay. 1961, 1,400 Cuban exiles landed in the Bay of Pigs in a doomed attempt to overthrow Fidel Castro. The Bay of Pigs fiasco invasion.
Yeah.
Yep. That really...
That was President Kennedy's mess.
That was really stupid. So... And 1961 as well, we got the 33rd Academy Awards. Apartment won Best Film. Burt Lancaster and Elizabeth Taylor won Best Actor and Actress, respectively. All right. While that was happening, 1961 as well, Jimmy Stewart accepted an honorary Oscar on behalf of his friend Gary Cooper, who was too ill to attend. Huh. All right. Moving on up to 1967, we got some sports history. Italian boxer Nino Benvenuti defeated U.S. Emil Griffith in a 15-round points decision to win world middleweight crown at Madison Square Garden. This was the start of the famous trilogy of fights between the pair. Okay, so apparently when they're going back after each other, this is when it started.
Yeah.
We got a musical finale, 1968. Betty Comden and Adolph Green and Jewel Stein's musical Fade Out, Fade In, featuring Carol Burnett, Dick Shawn, and Tina Louise, closed at Mark Hellinger Theater in New York City after 271 performances. Okay. And after the other day of, what was it, 13,000 or whatever, performances with the Phantom of the Opera?
Yeah.
Before that, the most I've seen was, 3,500, 4,000, maybe a little bit more than that. But, double digits, in the thousands, I was just my jaw fell to the floor. I was, holy crap, dude. Whoa. 1969, Alexander Dubček was forced to resign as first secretary of Czechoslovakia's Communist Party. All right. 1969 as well, Sirhan was convicted of assassinating U.S. Senator Robert F. Kennedy. Yep, here we go.
What a sad day.
Oh, and speaking of, now they're talking about Apollo 13. 1970, Apollo 13 limps back safely. Beach built oxygen tank, no help. Yeah, because the thing exploded the other day. Yeah. At least they're talking about it now, but it should at least be highlighted. Our source is run by such an idiot. So... 1970, Paul McCartney released his first solo album, McCartney. Okay. We got 1976, Australian tennis star Yvonne Goolagong-Cawley won her second WTA Tour Championship at the Los Angeles Sports Arena. Beats Chris Evert 6-3, 5-7, 6-3. All right. 1976, National League's greatest comeback, trailing 12-1. Philadelphia Phillies defeated Chicago Cubs 18-6 in 10 innings at Wrigley Field. Mike Schmidt hits 4 consecutive home runs. That's impressive. Wow. Clink, 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 clink. Yeah. Come on, dude, calm down. We got another Boston Marathon here, 1978, the 82nd Boston Marathon. U.S. double, Bill Rogers won his second men's title in 2 hours, 10 minutes, 13 seconds. Gail Barron, women's champion, in 2 hours, 44 minutes, 52 seconds. Wow. That's over a half hour. Dang. While that was happening, 1978 as well, Pulitzer Prize was awarded to Carl Sagan for Dragons of Eden. Okay. And, of course, this guy, did a lot of stuff with a television show and all that whatnot. So.
Yeah, Carl Sagan, yeah.
We got some music history. 1981, Carl Gottlieb's movie Caveman, starring Ringo Starr, Shelley Long, Barbara Bach, Dennis Quaid, Jack Gilford, and John Matzuzak premiered. That's a lot of people. Dennis Quaid, huh?
Yeah.
Why does he sound familiar?
He's an actor.
Well, yeah, I know, but where was he in?
He's in a ton of stuff. He's been around doing stuff forever.
Dennis Quaid. It said baseball movie. Oh, he was in The Day After Tomorrow. Oh, okay, that guy, I think. Images.
The Day After Tomorrow, the one where everything freezes over and all that?
Yeah, New York. I guess he maybe played the dad?
Yeah, he did. He going up to get his son.
Okay. Oh, he was in The Parent Trap as well, it looks like. Trying to see any movies that I may have seen. He was in Dragonheart, apparently. Jaws 3. Well, I'm not... Well, the name's in my head, but I don't know. Oh, apparently he was in something about Ronald Reagan. Anyway, let's move on up here. 1982, Canadian Prime Minister Pierre Trudeau and Queen Elizabeth II signed Proclamation of the Constitution Act, established Charter of Rights and Freedoms as part of the country's new constitution. That sounds very fishy. 1982 as well, country music legend Johnny Cash hosted Saturday Night Live, participated in skits, performed medley of hits. Elton John was additional music guest. All right, so he actually did stuff.
Guess so.
Not just saying, but he actually that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Ooh, here we go, and I don't know why this isn't highlighted. A nation full of people of color. 1983, India entered space age, launching SLV-3 rocket.
Yeah.
That's significant. That is major. So, 1983 as well, Nolan Ryan struck out his 3,500th batter. All right.
That's a lot.
Yep.
I've never seen a pitcher throw harder. Well, I won't say never, but he was one of the hardest throwing pitchers there is.
I'm going to say, with all that batter, you can make a lot of pancakes. So. 1987, Julius Erving became the third NBA and ABA player to score 30,000 points.
Yeah.
All right. More Rodney King stuff here. 1993, two LAPD, Los Angeles police officers, were convicted in federal court violating Rodney King's civil rights and were sentenced to prison, while two others were acquitted. We spoke about that yesterday, so I guess this was like a 2-day thing. So, and then we got more Boston Marathon, the 99th Boston Marathon in 1995. Cosmos Ndilite of Kenya claimed third straight title in 2 hours, 9 minutes, 22 seconds. Uta Pippig of Germany won second consecutive women's event in 2 hours, 25 minutes, 11 seconds. Well, here we go again, another Kenyan, totally dominating. We got some more sports history. In 1997, New Jersey Devil Martin Brodeur was second NHL goalie to score in a playoff game. Okay. A goalie to score. That's unusual.
Yeah.
1999, Rock for the Rainforest benefit concert held at Carnegie Hall, New York City. Performers included Sting, Elton John, James Taylor, Billy Joel, Tony Bennett, Don Henley, Ricky Martin, and Charles Aznavour, whatever. Dang. That's a lot of big names there.
Yeah.
Moving on up into the next millennium, 2001, a letter between Gail Norton and Jeb Bush was released, stating that the Bush administration had decided to go ahead with plans to auction 6 million acres of potentially oil and gas-rich seabed in the Gulf of Mexico. Wow. I wonder how much money they made off of that. 2006, 110th Boston Marathon, Kenyan double. Here we go again. Robert Kipkokic, Chariot won second men's title in 2 hours, 7 minutes, 14 seconds. Rita Jeptu took women's title in 2 hours, 23 minutes, 38 seconds. So I guess they're both Kenyans because it said Kenyan double.
Yeah.
So I guess they're both from Kenya.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're just dominating. So, 2009, former New Zealand Prime Minister Helen Clark became the administrator of the United Nations Development Program, UNDP, the first woman to lead the organization. All right. In 2011, Game of Thrones, based on the fantasy novels by George R.R. Martin, premiered on HBO. All right, it's been out for 12 years. Wow. And of course, here we go, Peter Dinklage. That's a name that has been kind of forced into my head through social media and everything. 2011 as well, Thor, directed by Kenneth Branagh, starring Chris Hemsworth and Natalie Portman, premiered in Sydney, Australia. All right. And that's what really, I think Thor was... I don't know, because Iron Man came out first, as far as the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Oh, okay.
Which really kicked off with the Avengers and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But that whole thing, I know that Iron Man came out first, and then I'm not sure if Thor came out after that or if it was Captain America: The First Avenger.
I have no idea.
Because
can't help you.
Because at the end of the first Iron Man movie, they had well, I can't think of his name or the character he played, but he was in Tony Stark's house. I'd like to talk to you about the Avengers Initiative. That's when they hinted, a whole big thing, was coming. So, anyway, 2012, the 8th century St. Cuthbert Gospel, Europe's oldest intact book, was purchased by the British Library for £9 million. Oh, gee, that's heavy, Doc.
Oldest known.
No, Europe's oldest intact book.
Intact, yeah.
So actually,
full
not
book.
tattered, not damaged,
It's all together.
Yeah. Wow. 8th century. Dang. 2014, Abdelaziz Bouteflika won a 4th term as president of Algeria. Okay. Here we go again. Oh, cool. Bruno Mars is in here. 2014, Rock for the Rainforest benefit concert held at Carnegie Hall, New York City once again. Performers included Sting, Elton John, James Taylor, Roseanne Cash, Vince Gill, Bruno Mars, Jennifer Hudson, and Brian Terfel. Cool. Every time I see this guy, he looks like Ted from Scrubs, but actually happy, which is like, it's kind of jarring seeing a happy Ted. He's usually a sad sack.
Well, that's James Taylor. That's
yeah.
Old rock and roller right there.
You know who Ted was played by in Scrubs?
No.
And I think he's unfortunately passed, but he was I think he was like the grandson of why can't I think of the guy? Doc. What's his face? The actor.
Yeah, I'm blank.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
though.
but his actual like grandson or his
really?
like nephew. Yeah. Actually, let me bring this up. Scrubs Ted. Here we go. Ted Buckland, Sam Lloyd. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, okay, Lloyd. Yeah.
Yeah, Lloyd.
Christopher Lloyd.
Christopher Lloyd, Sam Lloyd. Yeah, he did die 3 years ago at the age of 56, April 30th. So really recent.
So he's probably a nephew or something.
Yeah. Let's see here. Sam Lloyd, relation to Christopher Lloyd. Here we go. Sam Lloyd, one of 5 siblings, which included blah blah. Hold on a second. Born parents Sam Lloyd Sr. Well, they're related somehow. I'm not going to go into the digging here. Let's move on up. 2015, jazz composer and musician John Coltrane was awarded a posthumous special citation by the Pulitzer Prize Board. All right. Coltrane. 2018, former FBI Director James Comey published his first political autobiography, A Higher Loyalty: Truth, Lies, and Leadership. Okay? And anybody who's involved with the FBI, I wouldn't trust them at all.
That guy's total sleaze.
Yeah, not surprising. 2019, Beyonce released a live album of her 2018 Coachella performance on the same day as her Netflix documentary, Homecoming. Well, what are you doing, trying to compete against yourself? Okay. 2021, funeral of Prince Philip, consort to Queen Elizabeth II, was held under Kung Flu restrictions at Windsor Palace, England. All right. And then 2022, Alex Jones. They're turning the frogs gay. What? Companies including website InfoWars filed for bankruptcy in the U.S. after losing defamation suits filed by the families of the Sandy Hook massacre, which he called a hoax, which was not a hoax, but it was a false flag. So, yeah. Alex Jones, man, what they did to him because he's telling the truth, just purely abysmal.
Watch what you're saying.
So,
apparently he wasn't telling the truth if he got convicted of it.
Well, the whole Sandy Hook thing, that's push all the gun control.
Yeah,
like,
I got that.
So of course they're going after him. They don't want anybody, being a dissident against
I never
their
know what
agenda.
he actually said. To be
honest,
he actually call the whole thing a hoax, or
to be honest, I believe he did first initially say that it was all fake, because it has been proven that some of the people who got interviewed are crisis actors, because the same woman interviewed at Sandy Hook, I don't remember exactly which one was first, but was also seen at the Boston bombing. Remember the Boston Marathon bombing?
Yeah.
There's someone like with the exact same physical looks, but obviously a different name. But she sounded the exact same. Her mannerisms was the exact same, and that's what a crisis actor is. You know what a crisis actor is, right?
Well, it sounds like you show up a crisis.
Yeah, you work for the state to give testimony in order to give credence to make a situation look more truthful. So, Sandy Hook did happen, but it was all orchestrated to push the agenda for gun control. Just like Uvalde.
No, I'm sorry.
Just like
I
Uvalde.
can't buy that it was anyway that.
Well,
did they afterwards? Did they again the old never let a crisis go to waste? Did they then try to push gun control after it? Sure, that's a legitimate argument. But to say that it was all orchestrated to create gun control, nah.
No. What you do is you psyop, you gaslight people into thinking a certain way, and then you actually create psychopaths. Like that one guy who did the shooting at the not the shooting, Well, no, yeah, the shooting at the 4th of July thing, and the other guy who drove through the parade on Christmas, there have been direct links to him being gaslit by confirmed FBI agents on Discord. You know, they talk to him. Oh, you should do this. We should do this for America, for revolution, and then they breed these domestic terrorists to go do these egregious events. They cause these things, and then they're like, "Oh, look at this situation! Gun control, gun control!" Like,
Okay,
you're
over the top here as far as hard proof and what's.
No, there's evidence. If you go out and look for it, there's documented evidence, of this.
Anyways, like on Sandy Hook, you're talking children died. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so did they in Uvalde. And then there's a recent one where that one individual was shooting up a Christian school. Remember that? And then the police actually went in there and kicked her ass. That's good. Anyway, let's get back on track here. Before we move on to the Burst and Deaths, audience, were there any articles that grabbed your attention more than most? Anything you wish we'd elaborated more about? Anything you would have liked to say had you been here? Start a dialogue in the comments section. Moving on up into Burst, starting us off in 1278, we have Michael the Ninth Palaeologus, co-ruling Byzantine emperor from 1295 through 1320, eldest son of Andronikos II Palaeologus and Anna of Hungary, born in Constantinople, Byzantine Empire. That was a mouthful right there, Jesus. And we got Marguerite Bourgeois, in 1620, French founder of the Congregation of Notre Dame, first Canadian saint, born in Troyes, France. First Canadian saint.
How about
That's
that?
cool. Yeah.
Some of us are angels.
Yeah, not all. So, and believe me, I speak from a realm of experience. So, we got Alexander Cartwright, a U.S. Baseball Hall of Fame pioneer, recognized as the inventor of modern baseball, father of baseball, born in New York City, New York. All right, so he's the inventor of baseball. J.P. Morgan, we know that name. 1837. I'm not going to call him, or I guess senior. John Pierpont, U.S. financier and banker, General Electric, U.S. Steel Corporation, and AT&T, born in Hartford, Connecticut. Wow, money. So
yeah.
We also have Thornton Wilder, 1897, a U.S. playwright and writer, Bridge of San Luis Rey, born in Madison, Wisconsin. All right. Sirimavo Bandaranaike, 1916. Prime Minister of Sri Lanka, 1960 through 65, 1970 through 77, and 1994 through 2000, as well as first female head of state, born in Ratnapura, British Ceylon. All right. William Holden, 1918, U.S. actor, The Blue Knight, Sunset Boulevard, Sabrina, The Bridge on the River Kwai, which I still got to see that, born in O'Fallon, Illinois. Harry Reasoner, 1923, U.S. newscaster, 60 Minutes, ABC, and CBS, born in Dakota City, Iowa. Who else do we have? Roddy Piper, 1954, Canadian pro wrestler, WWF Intercontinental Heavyweight Championship, 1992, World Tag Team Championship with Ric Flair, 2006. That's a big gap right there. Born in Saskatchewan, in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, Canada. Wow, what's with you Canadians and your weird words? What's all that about, eh? And Jennifer Gardner, 1972, a U.S. actress, Sydney Bristow, alias, born in Houston, Tejas. All right. Victoria Beckham, 1974, English singer and fashion designer, Posh of the Spice Girls. Oh, Posh Spice. All right. Born in Harlow, Essex. Let's see here. And let's see, moving on up into deaths. Starting us off in 326, we have Alexander of Alexandria, Patriarch of Alexandria. Okay. So, wow. All right. Benjamin Franklin. Ooh. 1790. A U.S. founding father, inventor, and ambassador and writer, Poor Richard's Almanac. Died at the age of 84. That's pretty up there for back then. Wow.
Yeah.
So, not to mention, he proved that electricity was harnessable, by the kite and the key.
Yeah.
And the separation of church and state suggestion came from him. I believe, right?
I don't know, but it's very possible, yeah.
But I do know that the time zone concept came from him.
Oh,
so
yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Benjamin Franklin, a lot of stuff came from that man. Alexander Mackenzie, in 1892, second Prime Minister of Canada for the Liberal Party, serving from 1873 through 78, died of a stroke at 70. Huh. That's a Abraham Lincoln beard right there.
Yeah.
Who else do we have? Who else died on the States? Linda McCartney, 1998, a U.S. photographer, musician for Wings, and wife of Paul McCartney, died of breast cancer at 56. That sucks.
Yeah.
And Gabriel Garcia Marquez, 2014, Colombian novelist, short story writer, screenwriter, and journalist, 1982, Nobel Prize in Literature, died of pneumonia at 87. Doris Roberts, may you rest in peace, 2016, U.S. actress, everybody loves Raymond.
Yeah.
You know, the insufferable mother. So, died at 90. You know, I'm your mother. I can come into your house and clean whenever I want. You know, whatever. Barbara Bush, 2018, First Lady of the U.S. from 1989 through 93, and wife of George Herbert Walker Bush, died following long illness at the age of 92. So the first Bush. So
Yeah.
And that shall conclude the show. Once again, you can check the underbar of the description for any links you might find interesting, including but not limited to all things OMNI Coalition. Please go check it out. We have various other social media accounts, not just other platforms for videos and all that stuff. We have a Twitter, we have Instagram. We're going to be making more here soon and all that stuff. Anyway, for your dose of past events daily, we stream every day at 10 in the morning Pacific time, which is 11 Mountain, 12 Central, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, respectively. For all of you and all of us, I am Ao Xander.
Looks like you're really expanding stuff, so that's really interesting.
Oh, yeah, we actually have a lot of plans.
Yeah, that's great. I'm the Golden Loon.
And you are you, and until you catch us tomorrow, don't forget to look right and left at every intersection, rate 5 thumbs